Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. All right, it's January 2023 and I'm saying middle of January already. We got to find out what's been happening around town, and hey, I had to get Pat Slack on to find out.
Well, I do say I am here all the time.
Right.
So that's one thing. There's a lot of things changing. You've probably noticed a few changes around Wyandotte, right? You know, I mean, we have, of course, a lot of construction going on. Geez, the last Free Press article called us hip, so we must be hip now, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, how about
I always
that?
thought we were kind of hip, but I guess we are. But they had, it's changing because there's construction, there's people coming in. There's always been a program to try and get a unity between government and private investment. And what you're seeing is the fruits of that.
Okay.
You know, that the private investors are coming in and they're working along with the city and creating these wonderful new developments. I think we have like the largest apartment development of any city in Michigan. Because we have them over the old post office was. Mm-hmm. We have, you know, we've had it like where, you know, and we're all, you know, old timers. We're talking about the old Sears and, you know, we're gonna, and there's so many different developments coming in, and now we have some very unusual kind of developments coming in too. We have on Elm. You know, we have the music venue coming in. That's by Wow 360 Productions. That does a lot of our events, and they're renovating the building over the two of the antique buildings over there, and it's going to have like a theater that sits 700, and there'll be musical acts coming, and they're also going to be a venue for weddings and any kind of parties, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be like an events area. So that's going to liven up that whole area. And we all know, like, when the patisserie came in, brought such beautiful pastries.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody who goes there over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, we've got so many good restaurants in town, you know, at the Vault, the Iron Gate, H2O, Major Biddles,
What?
Yeah.
That one next to it, sure. Whiskey's. What was the one that burned down and replaced?
Well, that's now, that was Lions, Tigers, and Beers. Yeah. And there's still going to be a Lions, Tigers, and Beers on the second floor.
Oh, really?
But the first floor now is only one section of it's open so far, and that's called the Brick House. And they have wonderful food, great drinks, nice bar area, and in the spring and summer, beautiful patio. Yeah, they have a beautiful patio they built. And they're still going to have a wine bar opening. Next to the one area that they have opened now with food and drink.
Oh, really?
And they're going to have, so there's, and then the whole second floor is going to be renovated too. So they're going to have like 4 kind of restaurants in there and bars in that building.
So it's mini.
And not many really, because it's a lot of space.
That is
a lot of space. So and it's very comfortable, and it's really nice, and that's one of the newest ones that's opened. We have some unusual places, not downtown, but like on 4th Street, we have this Hello Records opened, which carries all antique records, and in fact
didn't
they
know
play.
that.
Yeah,
Really?
they play. They came down at our last opening at River's Edge Gallery, and in fact we're going to have, when we have our partay on the 28th, which is going to be a summer themed, so that everybody can get out their Hawaiian shirts and
No bathing suits, just
I think that's okay if they do,
they
because we're going to
venture-
have a sandbox there too. So I think we could do a little.
Oh, really?
I think we
Take
could do
pictures over there while.
Yeah, there'll be some picture taking, but they're also what they're doing with Hello Records is they've brought in a lot of vinyls, and people can bring in their own vinyl records, and they can play. You know, they can be a DJ. They can
Okay.
bring in their own music and
What
play
part
it.
of 4th Street?
Right near Goddard.
Oh,
they
okay.
moved,
That-
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
right
the
near
reason
Goddard.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so they're but they've come down and have joined our partay.
Okay.
And it was really fun the last time because people did bring a lot of their vinyls, and they did their own taste in music, so you had lots of different kind of music going on. It was a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to that on the 28th too. And then so many businesses have been doing great events. There's always something happening in Wyandotte. We've had, that our art fair did end up getting voted #1 by Channel 4.
Really?
Yeah, #1 fair in Michigan. So that was quite exciting. And so, of course, this year we'll have an even better fair because it always gets better and better. We also have a lot of different events coming in. We'll still have the wine crawl in August, and there's always a list on the Wyandotte website.
Okay.
I'll give you the list of all the events, and every month there's something. There's still going to be
Yeah.
Bark on Biddle, but it's not quite on Biddle. It's in the park.
In the park now. No sculpture this year, huh?
Well, our sculpture is we couldn't make the deadline. Weather would not cooperate to let us get the deadline. So that'll be in the spring. But we're going to get a brand new sculpture downtown, and we're getting a brand new mural too by Fell 3000. That's a partnership with the Detroit Institute of Arts. They're actually financing it, and we have a really large mural that's going to go on the corner of, and I was just telling Jeremy, who works with me, that I can't remember what streets are which, so he gave me.
First Snow?
It's where Wyandotte Eye Clinic is.
Yeah.
It's going to be on their building.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be on their building.
So that finally came.
That's finally coming about. Yeah, it's actually, there was a last sketch that just came through, and everything's been approved because it has some history on it. So everything's been approved through the Wyandotte tribe, and about the figuratives of the Indians and the
Oh,
past.
is that the original guy though? That
Fell 3000, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Same,
right.
same artist and same DIA, and now it's, everything got a little strange, we know, after the pandemic and during it.
Yeah.
And so things are just kind of straightening out now. So we have a big mural coming in that's going to be an original by a very well-known artist who happens to be from Wyandotte, but is nationally known and internationally known. And then we're also going to get a beautiful sculpture right in front of Nana's Kitchen in that area. That area was built where the round brick is that the beautification committee, who does a beautiful job down here. Can you ever
Yeah.
come downtown Wyandotte and not comment on, no matter what the season is, how pretty it is?
Yeah.
Like now with the lights, and I think if we didn't have the lights, it might not be pretty.
Well, they're finally off. As a matter of fact, when I had seen them remove the lights from the tree. I
Yeah.
says, is it easier putting it on or taking them off?
Yeah,
and he
what'd
says,
they
it's about
say?
the same.
Yeah.
So,
So it doesn't matter.
we
Okay.
still have to put them on or off.
Yeah. But it's really so it's always beautiful. But that area was originally made for a sculpture to be there, and the two artists who were going to do it was Sharon Sims, who we know was passed away, and Keith Coleman, who is actually the artist who's going to do this sculpture. The sculpture's actually done.
Oh,
It's
really?
it's just everything has to be placed. Obviously, there's going to be a water feature. It's like it's about 15 feet tall, and it's like 4 rings that connect in each other.
Really?
And they're shiny, and water will flow through them and
Is it
into a
gonna be
pond.
where the
That round,
is
yeah.
now?
Yes, because that was made for a sculpture.
Okay.
When they redid the
So
streets,
the water go right into the basin. Then.
there's a basin being created to
Okay.
a pond, so that the water will go into that, and then there's going to be special lighting. Wyandotte Electric has been really active in helping us, decide what to use there. And of course, the Spandowski family of Wyandotte Industries is financing a great part of it, and most of it. And then the DDA is picking up the rest, so that it'll be lights, and it'll be water, and it'll be shiny, and it'll be
And I hope kids
beautiful.
will go and try to.
you really there's a lot of space between that, and then there's going to be a little barrier beyond
Okay.
that.
All right.
So it'll be
protect it
yeah. But of course they could hurt themselves, but I don't think they'll hurt the sculpture. It has been through a lot in our engineering department here in Wyandotte. Very, very smart guys and girls, and that have worked on this project as well. The whole engineering department has worked on it to make sure that everything is safe and everything's going to, they've been out to the site and have examined the sculpture itself and making sure that it's not going to fall And of course, Keith Coleman is an expert at he's internationally famous for his welding.
Okay.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah. So we've got 2 big art projects coming up.
Well, that's good because we haven't had some for a while.
No.
Most of them are at BASF Park, and
And we
people
have
don't see them.
Yeah, well, they don't, and we need to access them more, and we will be. That's another part of the project. We're doing an infrastructure project right now in the DDA, and when you say infrastructure, sometimes people go, oh, that's roads and parking lots, and it's not flash like a sculpture or murals are. But what this is doing is it's going to clean up all the back alleyways, and we're going to start over on the east side. And you're going to see utility lines buried, back there, and you're going to see new cement, and you're going to see, parking lots improves, and you're going to see outdoor cafe. It's the different things. Entrances into the stores in the back end, and so it's going to start on the east side. We've got $1 million grant for that from the state, and then the DDA is also doing. We're going to be. I can never think of the name, but you sell off to you make money.
Oh, okay, whatever that is.
DDA is doing what it does. So we'll be raising more money that way, and so the entire project is going to be about $30 million when we get both sides of the street done. But there's money to do it. Plus, we're doing lots more grants. We have a lot of grants that we're writing for. Joe Gruber, who is our director, has proven to be very good at grant writing, And so,
That's important.
there's a lot of state and national money for this,
Yeah.
you know, so you've got to tap
It's just
into
the
it.
idea of finding it and how to apply for it.
Yeah.
And that's where Joe comes in handy.
Yeah, he does. He's doing a project right now with the Downriver Council for the Arts, writing a grant for the national, through the National Art, NEA, National Endowment for the Arts, which is a federal program, you know, to do like a large kind of, like in their parking lot across the street, to improve that and also to create a large event there.
Which
So-
we need. Yeah, right.
So there's a lot of things going on at the Downriver Council for the Arts too. If people want to see what, of course, they can go right on their website. But they've got a lot of great activities going on. They always have wonderful art exhibits. They're going to have music. They have music. I think once a month they have a large music venue too, because they have a beautiful stage area there. And of course, you know, your films are going on there all the time with the kids. You know, with Scott Gillespie. He has created these filmmakers. These children have gone on to, and I say children now, they're probably not. They're not
They're
children
in their
anymore.
teens, going
They're
on
in
30s.
their teens, yeah, and they're some of them are going into college now, but they've won national and international awards. Unbelievable, you know, that what he's done. So we have so much culture going on in our area, and that's a prime thing. You know, people don't want to move someplace. You know, we're kind of getting a changeover of population, and you want young families, and where do people,
Well,
you know?
it's tending to be at this point because most of the seniors are either passing away or they're at the co-op or someplace or living with their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like making it easy for some people to actually move in.
Yeah, well, they have, you know, we have to, culture, arts and culture are the number one, it is the number one thing that people look at when they're moving.
Really?
You know, I mean, besides the when rent, I mean, as far as the area.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, there was a large a survey done by the NEA, by the National Endowment for the Arts, and they found that like that was on top on the list was what's available to my family. You know, if I move there,
That's true.
you know, how's the education? Is there any arts? Is there any culture?
Yeah.
So, and we have it, you know, I mean, we really are, I think, top of the list for that, you know, and where we're going, it's even more so, you know, and of course, we have Rivers Edge Gallery too, which I have to put a
yeah,
plug in,
especially-
right?
Hey, and well, we're diverse in many ways because, like you said before, we have bars, we have restaurants.
Yeah.
When you come to the different sources of come on down and see, you have your clothing stores.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have shoe stores, but like I had mentioned, that
Yeah.
Being Place now even has a brand of shoes in there. Say, you know,
Yeah.
and she's got clothing plus everything else, and that's just on Oak Street where
Right.
the post office used to be.
Yeah.
So
And then
she's
we
a
have
newcomer.
Traffic Jam,
Yeah.
and of course, and she has, you know, she's #1 for prom dresses, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Although I think Willow Tree might give them a run for it as well, but they both do. But I mean, who has boutiques? We've got 3 of them.
Yeah,
You know,
got
women's
Cheryl
boutiques
Zipke, too.
and Cheryl Zemke. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got to find out though, because the building or the section next to her is strictly wedding gowns.
Yes.
And it's only by what appointment. And she's got a whole display of them there, and I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, that's something that came
It
into
is.
town just the past year.
Past year, yeah. I think about the same time when Cheryl moved down. she
Yeah.
moved down a building, and of course she's got that whole building, and
Yeah.
and she's just done a beautiful job on it. And then I mean we've got our total health food, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how wonderful is that? You know, with a healthy deli. I mean, this is like within blocks.
Yeah.
You know, within a few blocks,
Hey,
we've
I
got,
got a
and we've got
question,
the only men's. Where do you find men's stores anymore that carry,
Really?
you know, suits and fine? And
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Hawaiian shirts there too, because they have Johnny, or what is it?
Gotta make sure.
Bahama. so they can, you know. You can get one of those Hawaiian shirts to come
Okay,
to
right
our
there.
thing
Yeah.
at the Partey on the
Partey.
28th. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going to replace the CVS store?
Well, right now there isn't a plan,
Okay.
but because that actually belongs to CVS,
Okay.
and so they'll be the ones that decide what goes there. But the word on the street is a dollar store, like a.
We don't need another dollar store.
Well, you tell that to CVS.
I know.
I think it's Family Dollar though, or something. No, who's
No, because
no?
we
We
have
have Family Dollar
Yeah.
and Dollar
We got
Tree.
1, 2, 3.
Well, Family Dollar and had combined, so we have Family
Combined.
Dollar and Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one, but that was just the word. Then that's the word on the street, and that's a
So
rumor.
it hasn't
Yeah,
changed.
I shouldn't be saying rumors, but that's
Well,
what I heard.
That's actually what I was told the day before they quit. I
Oh,
asked
yeah?
the one person, I said, do you know what this
Yeah.
might be? And he said that and a parking lot. So
Yeah.
it all depends on what
Yeah.
you want.
I mean, in restaurants, we've got an incredible amount of restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, and wonderful. I mean, you just can go up and down the street and get any of your choices,
Right.
and almost all of them are well, they're not they're individually owned. They're privately owned.
Yeah.
And they have, and their chefs are either part owner
Yeah.
or the chef is their chef, you know,
Yeah.
for that place. So, and you get some really unusual meals and wonderful meals, and
And
I
especially when
haven't-
it comes to cooking, because a lot of them do fresh soups every day
Yeah.
or whatever, and
Yeah.
specialties. So yeah.
And all these changes, I was telling you that the DDA is going to be putting out a survey. And one of the things that, you know, we have a lot of events, and none of the events are planned on being canceled. You know, all of them are happening that you've experienced in the past, and a few more. But because of our growth, we've had problems as far as like parking. You know, what areas to block off, what areas not to block off, how to put these events on and keep them going and family friendly, and so we're doing a survey, and I hope that people really look for this survey. It's going to be about a month before it comes out.
Okay.
But we're going to be asking people, downtown business owners, downtown shoppers, downtown residents of Wyandotte, you know, different questions about like road closures and parking and events, and which events do they enjoy and which events would they like to change and what would they like to change. And so it's going to be
Okay.
like a real comprehensive, and also what are they missing downtown, and how easy is it to come downtown, and what's the walkability. We're going to do a big survey. So we're hoping that it'll be available online. It'll be available like in hard copy through City Hall. It'll be available through, we'll have different ones at different stores.
Are you going to have sort of a deadline so you have an idea what's going on?
We will have a deadline at the time.
Okay.
That's why we're kind of announcing now for
Yeah.
everybody to kind of pay attention. And when it comes out, we'll let it. You know, we'll also be letting everybody know where it's at and how to do it, and we just want to get people really involved in doing it.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't done one, I think, since 2016.
Yeah, we're due.
Yeah, we're due. And that's what it's all about, is to make a beautiful community.
Okay, we only have about a couple minutes left. We're going to have to get more information on the 28th.
Yes.
Does Joe have that little clip that came up and that? But it's what, between what hours? And there it is.
Yeah, there it is. And it's 4 to 9. And it's kind of like drop in, come, drop in. It's our annual beach party. And our first annual, which means it's the first time we've done it, but we'll call it an annual. And that's where you can get your, wear your beach wear and or not. And we're going to be doing with Hello Records. We're going to be playing vinyl records. And
For some people that don't know, where is River's Edge Gallery located?
It's downtown Wyandotte on Biddle, and it's at 3024 Biddle Avenue.
Okay, see?
Yes.
You missed that. But they figured everybody knows.
I know. I go there every day, so
You don't
I
have
just assume everybody knows.
One day we're going to have to get you on your feng shui.
Oh,
And,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a feng shui practitioner, and I'd be happy to talk about that. And I'm also an interior designer.
Yeah.
So I combine the two of them as well. So
You're an active person.
Yeah, and you can see I talk a lot.
Well, that's
so,
okay. That's why we got you here.
Somebody's got to say it.
Okay, thanks, Pat.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Always
you're
enjoyable.
always welcome here. You know that.
Thank you.
Okay. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town.
Okay.
All right now.